There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV signing in. No Code is the record. Pearl Jam is the band. All right, let's jump straight in. We had a calm one. So we've gone from calm to lively to calm. Is this going to be a lively one? Are we going to form a pattern here in my tree? More respect for Jack Irons. Shall I get a pizza in tonight, people? I've not ordered... Bro, if you've been watching this channel for a minute, if you kept up with me on the Patreon and you just sort of like jamming through the records, you'll know I used to always get takeaways ordered during the listen throughs. Now I've not had a takeaway in the best part of since ever. Because I went independent. I was once employed, but now no more. So I'm just making my way through doing my bits and bobs. So as far as like subscribing to the Patreon, it means a hell of a lot, you know. Contributions and the Patreon requests and so forth is absolutely phenomenal, purely as, hey, it keeps lights on, it keeps my water bill paid, and it aids me towards the things that, you know, ensure I'm not on the streets. So there's a deeper level of love when it comes to that regard and that relationship we establish. You know, for you might be a little bit of entertainment, for me it's you know, a godsend, well and truly. But with that being said, I digress. What was I going to talk about? Yeah, if you're on the Patreon, you'll have acknowledged I was always getting takeaways and this and that, and now not as much so, because, you know, the money's got to go where the money has to go. But I think, you know, I might enjoy myself tonight. I'm a bit pranged, though, because I've never put into consideration who's delivering my food, and nowadays there's been a bit of a discussion open to that. So, you know, we're getting over here in England, without getting too political, we're getting a bunch of illegals come over via boat, right? And it turns out that they're getting hired for rent at hotels by I don't want to use the wrong term here, so like one of these companies, but I believe it was Deliveroo who was hiring these people. So it's sort of like, it was bad enough as it is, but it sort of highlights the idea that you are paying a stranger to handle your food, and you're paying a stranger to come and know where you live and acknowledge your living space. You know, if you order it to your apartment, to your front door, to your house, who do you know is coming to your door and having a look at what you got or how they can get it? Hey, maybe from time to time I got a little bit of a criminal mind, right? And I think, well, if I know a guy who's handy and could do with a couple of quid and go halves with me, I could flag out a spot for him to come over and sort out during the night, you know? You never know who you're dealing with, people, and safety and security is paramount, isn't it? So, yeah, that put me off of getting deliveries as well, to be honest with you. And it's like, you say, well, you can go out there and get the food yourself. Yeah, you can do, but it sort of detracts from the whole comfort element of getting something ordered to your house. It's like, I'm sort of paying to not have to do that. And that's the brilliance of it, you know? But yeah, I think word on the street is Deliveroo are getting sued for a lot of money for it. It won't go through. It won't go through. It's all planned. All right. I know I said I won't get political, but just to end it here, the government creates a problem, then solves the problem under the guise of security, and you thank them for it, right? So let's say, for example, I just bring a bunch of people into the country who might not necessarily have anyone's best interest at heart. We rile it up. We get the news outlets and the media outlets to bring a big stir and cause division, as always. That's the whole point, right? To cause division. There's no good news. There's only bad news that puts people against each other. The only good news is the 5th story out of the 5 stories, and that's a sports story, which is built upon division and tribalism, and it's distracting entertainment anyway, to detract from the main issues. And then they'll say, well, we can solve the problem. How about you get this digital ID where we know who's who and who's supposed to be here and who's not? And then everybody goes in line to solve the problem. Things don't get any better, but now they've got you locked down even further on the grid. Do you know where I'm coming from? Same old, same old. Same old. Yeah. Sorry about that, people. The drummer is unique, and the performance on these lesser, you know, these more quieter tone tracks, these more smooth tracks, the percussion element is a little more freeform and a little more exciting than just your general drummer just playing a drum beat, you know. So put some respect on the drummer, yeah, most definitely. There's a good atmosphere to this record so far, you know. There's a good atmosphere. The vocal performance is unique. He tells a story. He doesn't rely on the traditional song structure, which, you know, is quite cheap comparative to what we're hearing on this record so far, you know. It's a little bit more artistic, a little bit more creative with the vocal line. Yeah, this is an enjoyable experience so far. It's a very mature sound. It's a very mature sound. We've got Smile coming up next. I'll see you there, yeah?